It's Ash from Super Videos back for another live Q&A video. This is Q&A number 208. Before we start with this stream, there's something I have to say about, whether we're doing a Q&A with spoilers from episode 13 or episode 14, I mean, for those who have watched. But before I do that, let me know if you can hear me, because last Q&A there was a lot of issues with the audio. So let me first know if you can hear me, and if we are good, then I'll go ahead with the rules of the Q&A today, and then we'll jump into the questions. King Kensu 14, hey, how are you? Glad you could join. And then you say, do you still play Fortnite on PS4? I haven't played for a long time. I used to play like when we streamed, right? But I stopped that like a while ago. I haven't had a chance to play. I haven't had time. Too much going on. And you say, I hear perfect. So let me just tell you guys the rules. For those of you who have not watched episode 14, we're going to have 15 minutes of no spoiler Q&A from just episode 13, and no spoiler questions and no spoiler answers for episode 14. After the 15 minutes, we'll jump into spoilery Q&A for episode 14 as well. I've watched episode 14. I posted my reaction, so obviously I watched. So after the 15 minutes, I'll jump into the spoiler Q&A section of this Q&A, unless everyone has watched who's on the chat. If that's the case, let me know, and we'll end the no spoiler Q&A section or portion of the Q&A a little bit faster, but we'll see how it goes. So for the first 15 minutes, it'll be best to not post any spoilers from episode 14, just in case there are people in the chat who have not watched yet. Voltex33, hi Ash, glad you could join. Voltex33. King Kensu 14, I watched it too. Yeah, I don't know how many people have. But we'll go for like 15 minutes of no spoiler Q&A. So only questions from episode 13 basically. And then after that, we'll jump into the spoilery section of this Q&A. And I'll put a spoiler warning before we jump into that. Another thing I wanted to ask you guys, how was the audio on the last reaction? Because I did it a little bit differently, because I wasn't using the audio from my TV projected into my mic and my own voice to my mic, because there was a lot of like weird noises going on all around. Like there was weird noises around when that happened. So what I did was I put the headphones on and I changed the settings so that the audio that you hear is coming from the audio from the mic or from the headphone, and the audio from the TV audio is coming through the mic. No, sorry. The TV audio is coming through the headphones and my own voice is coming through the mic. So hopefully that improved the quality of the audio on the reaction. But let me know how that went. If it was good, then I'll continue. If it wasn't, I'll probably still continue because it doesn't hurt. But I want to kind of get your feedback to see how that was. King Kentu 14, I don't have school for the rest of the year. Yeah, I think many people are in your shoes right now. There's a lot of weird things going on around. Voltex33, how are you doing in quarantine? I'm doing good. I'm working from home, so there's a lot of, what do you call it? It's busy. So it's hard to kind of figure out when to end work and jump into the YouTube videos I want to make. That's why all of the last couple videos have been on and off. It's because it's been super busy at work. And because I'm working from home, it's kind of tough to like separate the two. But that'll come, obviously, because we're going to have to deal with this thing for a little bit. So I'm going to have to find like a balance between them. King Kensu 14, I haven't been outside in like 2 weeks. Same here. Actually, I haven't been out for like maybe the last 2.5 weeks. The last 2 weeks I've been working from home as well. So I haven't even gone out to work. But yeah, same here. Giuseppe De Rosa, Yoash, how are you? Glad you could join, Giuseppe. And the other thing I want to mention, we might have to ditch the whole background setup that you see. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but obviously because I'm working from home, some stuff that I have to do requires like video, so I can't have this in the back, obviously, so I have to take it out, and it's a lot of work putting it back on, so I might like take it off for in the meantime until we go back to our regular scheduled programming. So you might not see like the setup in the back for a few months until we figure things out. Giuseppe De Rosa, I've been stuck in this house, laughed my ass off. Same here, man, same here. I've been in this like room for the most part. When I'm done work, I just like do the YouTube videos right in this room. So I've been here for pretty much for the last 2 weeks in this room. Well, I go outside as like out of the room as well, but 8 hours for work here and then like 2-3 hours for YouTube here. That's most of the day, right? Giuseppe Rosa, or I just read that question. Voltex33, have you seen toilet paper Easter egg in 101 in Morgan's house? No, I haven't gone back to watch episode 1 for a while. So no, I might check it out now. We are doing the throwback reactions, so we might as well like watch episode 1 again and react to it. The first one I'm doing though is season 4, episode 8, Too Far Gone. So one thing, if you missed it, the finale of season 10 is delayed. They weren't able to finish post-production, so they delayed that. So what I'm going to do on this channel is every Sunday, starting the Sunday when the usual season 10 finale would be, I'm going to react to previous episodes, like throwback reactions. The first one is going to be 408, and then depending on how many people are actually enjoying those, I might do them. I don't want to just do them for the sake of doing them if there's not a lot of interest, because editing the reactions takes time. Even if it's old episodes, it doesn't matter. So because of that, I want to make sure that people are enjoying it, and it's not like I'm putting work on myself when I don't need to. So we'll see how it goes. I'll definitely do 408, and then we'll see how it goes, and then we'll see how much of that I'm going to continue. King Ken 214 with a loading icon. I don't know what that's all about. King Ken 214, I'll watch it. Yeah, I'm going to see how many people watch. If we get like a good amount of people, let's say like maybe a couple hundred, maybe 400, maybe 400 is too much. Let's aim for like 400 at least. If we get at least 400, around 400 for the first one, for the first throwback reaction, I'll do more. But if we end up getting like 10 or 20 or 50, that may not necessarily work. I'll probably still do it, but not every week. I may do it like every 2.5 weeks. We'll see. But like I said, reactions take time to edit, so that's why. That's why I even I'm not sure about doing the Easter egg videos for the future, because like the Easter egg videos that I did for the last couple episodes, the views are like less than 100. That's not where I want it to be. And the reason for that is there has to be like an output for the input that you put into a video. Those Easter egg videos, it takes at least an hour for me to go back to watch the episode again to figure out where the Easter eggs are, and to do research to kind of make sure I'm not missing anything. It takes another half an hour to record. And then it takes another half an hour to 45 minutes to edit it and put it all together. So that's like 3-4 hours for one video. So if there isn't as many people watching, then it's a question of whether it's worth putting all that effort for the amount of interest. So that's why I've been kind of debating whether I should continue those videos. Voltex33, what do you think of theory that people in the Indiana 1013 are Virginia's group? Oh, from Fear the Walking Dead. I mean, it's a theory, but I don't think there's any evidence for it. One of the key issues with it is that it's too far away from Texas. Virginia's group wasn't as large or as what do you call it? The network wasn't as strong. So it's hard to believe that they would be all the way where they were. You know what I mean? And Michonne was going to the north, right? Texas and like where Virginia's group would have been is not anywhere close to where Michonne would have been. So it's tough to kind of think of a realistic way or realistic reason why they would be all the way there. You know what I mean? So I think that's unlikely at this point. It's a theory. It's not a great theory, but it's a theory. So I don't think there's a lot of evidence for that theory. Giuseppe De Rosa, best season of The Walking Dead. I've talked about this before. For me right now, season 9 and season 6 are very close. I would still put season 9 to the top, just slightly, only because it was Rick's final season. We saw the Whispers. The Whispers arc was pretty awesome. There was a lot of great stuff in season 9. That's why it's slightly over season 6 in terms of my interest, or not interest, my personal opinions, how good it was. King Ken 214 season 9 was my favorite. Yeah, slightly, like I said, for me. Voltex 33, no spoilers, but do you think the cage scene was a nod to Herschel Jr.'s story in the comics? Oh, from episode 14? Yes, I think. Yes, that could have been. Absolutely. There were some slight Easter eggs for the Commonwealth story in that episode. Obviously, I'll do that in my Easter egg video. And by the way, I'm continuing the Easter egg videos for the rest of season 10. There's only like 3 episodes left anyway. So I'll do those. But for season 11, that's when I'm going to start kind of debating whether I should do them or not. But to answer your question, I think, yeah, that's possible. Giuseppe De Rosa, my favorite is probably Stahl's second half of season 4 and first half of season 5. Yes, second half of season 4 was pretty good. And this, yeah, first half of season 5 as well. Season 5 was strong as well. I would say, for me, season 9 slightly, then season 6, then season 5. Season 4's second half was awesome, but the first half was a little slow. So that's why it's not up there in my list. So we are 15 minutes in. So we're going to go maybe for another 3 minutes. And that's when we're going to jump into our spoiler Q&A section or portion. And by spoiler, I don't mean spoiler for things we haven't seen. I mean spoilers for episode 14, which people who watched it early watched it. So maybe 3 more minutes of no spoilers from episode 14. And then we're going to jump into spoilers from episode 14. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Walking Dead seasons were 10 episodes? I think that would be perfect. That's why they don't have dragged out episodes. Yeah, I think 10 or even 12 episodes per season would be pretty nice. Not a lot of dragging the story, no mid-season breaks. There's a lot of great stuff with that. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes when the story deserves or needs that extra bit of time, that's when it suffers. But for the most part for Walking Dead, 10 to 12 episode seasons seem to be ideal. King Ken 214 with a hand sanitizer emoji. Giuseppe De Rosa, I think The Walking Dead will end on season 13. That's likely. That seems about right. And by end, I like the entire series is not going to end. The story will pick up in another way. They'll have like another spin-off or something. It's not like the whole story is going to end. It's just that the series as we know it will be done. I think that makes sense. King Ken 214, coronavirus is the cause of the zombie apocalypse or the zombies. I hope not. Giuseppe De Rosa, did you know Rick from Fear the Walking Dead Nick from Fear the Walking Dead played as Voldemort in Harry Potter? No, I didn't know that. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. I don't watch Harry Potter. He played as young Voldemort. Okay. I don't know that. I don't watch Harry Potter, so I didn't figure it out. Voltex 33, my favorite is probably season 3 with Governor storyline and prison and Merle. Season 3 had its moments, but overall, I don't think it was as good as season 6 or 9. Voltex 33, season 7 or 8, which is worse? It's a good question. Season 7 and 8. I would say season 7. Season 8 had more episodes that were actually pretty good or decent. Season 7 had a lot less great episodes. It had more single moments that were good. But season 8 did have like single episodes that were not bad. So I would say season 7 was worse. And the exception with season 7 is the premiere of season 7. Other than that, every other episode wasn't entirely good. It had its moments, its good moments, but the entirety of episodes were not decent. But for season 8, there was single episodes that were actually decent. So now we're gonna jump into our spoiler portion of the Q&A. So if you have not watched episode 14, this is your time to go if you don't want things to be spoiled for you. If you have watched episode 14, you can stick around, ask questions about episode 14. Voltex 33, season 1 is also great, but has the fewest episodes. Yeah, season 1 is nostalgic, and it's just, like, the reason why I don't include it in my rankings is because it's an exception. Like, season 1 is its own thing, is what the whole thing is, the series is all about, right? So I just separate it. It's like its own category. You know what I mean? And nothing will top it in a way because it's nostalgic. It's the beginning of everything. You know what I mean? But the seasons after are more likely to, or it's more fair to compare them in a way. That's why we can rank them all together. Giuseppe De Rosa, will the Rick Grimes movies have a bigger budget? Absolutely. If it doesn't, then what was the point of making it a movie? You can just make it an entire season, you know what I mean? So I absolutely think it will. If it doesn't, that'll be a disappointment. And I mean bigger budget than the show. Not a bigger budget than some of the other movies that are like Hollywood, like blockbuster movies. But like comparing it to blockbuster movies, I don't think it'll be as much. But comparing it to the show and maybe most TV series, it will be, or it will have a bigger budget. King Ken 214, have you ever watched On My Block? No, I have not. Is that a show or a movie or what is that? I haven't watched. For those of you who missed it, by the way, I did post my video, a long video, that talked about two things. One was the possibility of Michonne reuniting with Rick. So that was half of that video, and the other half was basically everything we know about the CRM. So I mixed those together and kind of made it so that they both feed off each other in terms of predicting both of them, or making both of them work in their together. So using what we know from CRM to predict the Michonne stuff, and also using the stuff that we know from Michonne to know more about what the CRM is all about. So that was a pretty fun video to do. I used, I think, like 100 images in that video. I had to go grab a lot of screen caps from previous episodes, from Fear the Walking Dead, and things in trailers for World Beyond. So that was a very cool video, or very fun video to do. But you can go watch that out if you haven't watched it. You can also watch my video talking about which episode I enjoyed more. Rick's final episode or Michonne's final episode. That was also a fun video to do. You can go check that out as well if you haven't already. And also, if you want to continue supporting the Easter egg videos, circle those videos around to get it seen. Because obviously it's a word of mouth, so when more people watch, if people enjoy it, then I'll know and I'll continue doing them for season 11. As it stands right now, I'm probably not going to continue those for season 11. So if you want to support those videos and that series or that segment, make sure to circulate those videos around and get it seen. Voltex33, where's Lydia now? In Alexandria? Yeah, everyone's at Alexandria. Kingdom is no more. Hilltop is no more. Everyone's at Alexandria. Who knows? Maybe Alexandria won't be no more either after the next episodes. Because it seems like it's going to be overrun. So where are they going to go next? I'm sure they're going to rebuild. They might do a remix where in the comics they had to rebuild Hilltop. But Alexandria wasn't overrun or anything. So they might do a remix where they'll ditch Hilltop. Or they'll rebuild it, but they'll rebuild Alexandria as well. And they'll kind of rebuild both of these communities. And it'll be a bigger community. King Ken 214, it's a show on Netflix. No, I haven't checked it out. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you think Rick would have eventually came to back to Alexandria if nobody went to go get him? Absolutely. I think he's trying to get back, but something is holding him back, obviously. So if there were no restrictions on him and no limits, he would come back in a heartbeat. I don't think he would, stop. He would always try to get back to his family and friends and community members. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if The Walking Dead was still super popular? I mean, I think it reached its peak at around season 6, if I'm not wrong, or at the end of season 5. It reached its peak at that point. I think that was the season where Walking Dead was at its peak. It went way down in season 7 and 8, 9 and 10. It's back up again, but it's nowhere close to where season 6 was. I would say in terms of popularity, where we are right now in season 10, it's probably around the same popularity as The Walking Dead has or had around season 3. Maybe a little bit less. But to answer your question, if it was still popular, then it would still be popular. I don't know, what would have been really different? It would just be more people would have watched. There would have been more interest in the online community, and maybe it would have had more budget as well because of interest and because it was popular. AMC would have put that kind of investment in it as well. But maybe not, who knows? I mean, it was popular in season 6 and the budget wasn't more than what it used to be, or I don't think it was. So maybe AMC wouldn't have changed a thing, even if it was popular still. All right, we're 26 minutes in. We're going to go for our usual 30-minute mark. So we'll go for another maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And that'll be the end of the stream. I don't have a video planned tonight because I did my reaction and my trailer breakdown. If anything, I might do my sneak peek breakdown if they release a sneak peek. But for episode 14 or 15. But other than that, I don't have a lot of videos planned for tonight. But we're going to go back to our regular videos in the coming week, obviously. Giuseppe De Rosa, I mean, all shows will die out if they went on forever. Yeah, I mean, no show can go forever without, or with, I'd be popular all the time. That's just not realistic. But I think Walking Dead had a good run, like 6 years of staying relevant. And then, not that it's not relevant now, but after season 6, it died down a lot. Voltex 33, Alpha's bite in 1014 was gruesome. Beta is a psycho. Absolutely. He is a psychopath. I mean, I called it though. Like, if you watch my reaction, the moment he's like, take your mask off to the Whisper, I'm like, he's gonna throw his face on Alpha's face to chew him. And I was right. So, yeah, it was gruesome. But I think they're just showing how much more brutal Beta is compared to Alpha. In the same situation, if it was Beta's head on the pike and Alpha said, or the Whisperer said something about Beta, I don't think Alpha would have done that. Alpha would have just killed him, like gutted him or put the knife in his head or something. To do what Beta did, that's another level of psycho. Giuseppe De Rosa, Beta is just a psycho. He clearly doesn't care about the other Whispers. He absolutely does not. Voltex 33, Giuseppe De Rosa, unless it's Sesame Street, it has 50 seasons and still going strong. Yeah, Sesame Street, I think it's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's an exception. Bro, Giuseppe De Rosa, bro, nobody talks about that. Giuseppe De Rosa Whispers is a shitty group to be in. Absolutely. I hope we see the comic stuff after the Whispers, where some Whisper members join the communities. I think that was a pretty interesting, and it was a great layer to the story. It added a lot more complexities to it. So I hope they don't like completely ignore that. I hope they bring that to the TV show as well. I actually posted, let me see if there was any questions. I asked if there was any questions that people wanted to ask if they couldn't join the chat. I forgot to check that to see if there was any questions even. So let me check. No questions here. I don't think there was any questions posted, but I want to check just to make sure. No one asked any questions. So we're good. Giuseppe De Rosa, is it possible that Beta can disappear and come back in season 11 randomly? It's possible, but I think they'll kill him before that happens. But I could be wrong. But I think it makes more sense to finish the Whisperers arc completely. Maybe just have a few Whispers lingering around in season 11. But if Beta is still around in season 11, that's a little too much, I think. That's dragging it a little bit. Unless they kill him off in the first few minutes of episode 11. King Can 214, I still can't get the Negan and Alpha scene out of my head. Which one? The one where they kissed naked, or the one where Alpha was decapitated? Which one? I agree with you on both of those, by the way. All right, so we're 32 minutes in. So we're going to go for a rapid fire Q&A for a minute, and then that'll be the end of the stream. So rapid fire Q&A for 1 minute, and then we'll end the stream. King Ken 214, yeah, I figured that's the scene you were talking about, and I agree. Giuseppe Rosa, what is that, a soccer jersey? No, it's just An Adidas shirt. Just a regular Adidas shirt. It's not a jersey. I used to have a Messi jersey. I don't know what happened to it. I think I have. Yeah, I used to have a Messi jersey. I don't know what happened to it. I have like 3 jerseys. One is a Messi jersey that I don't know what happened to. The other 2 are just jerseys from clubs from my own from where I'm originally from. I think one is the national jersey. Yeah, one is the national team jersey, and the other is a club jersey from my favorite team in that or in that league in where I'm from, Iran. I don't know what happened to any of those 3, so I have them. I know that. I don't know where it is though. Voltex 33. What if Negan really became alpha? Um, well, the audience wouldn't like that. Like there would be a lot of people bitching about that. Um, the Whispers would be better off because Negan is a better leader than Alpha. Beta would be pissed, so Negan would have had to deal with Beta as well. Um, he probably would not have attacked the communities. He would just say, okay, I'm the leader of this group now. You go be and do what you do. We'll do what we do. If we don't cross paths, there will be no problem. That would probably be what would have happened if he truly wanted to be the new Alpha. But on the other side, or to put all of that aside, Negan did not or does not like the philosophy of the Whispers. No way in hell. He doesn't want to live like animals. So I think he would never fit in to that group in the first, or he'd never fit into that group in the first place, let alone be their leader. All right, so we're 35 minutes in. The rapid fire Q&A is gone or is done now too. I think I pushed it for another minute, but that's pretty much it for this Q&A, live Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to support some of the series that we have going on the channel, or not series, the segment that we have, make sure to circulate the Easter egg videos for the previous episodes to get them seen, to support that segment if you want to see it continue. But with that, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys soon.